All right, a warm welcome to all of you, those who are here with us for this virtual open day in Diploma in Strategic Brand Management. So, on behalf of Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing, I would like to welcome each and every one of you, our participants, and of course, our guest speaker as well. Well, we were forced to deal with this whole virtual situation for this open day diploma in strategic brand management due to these prevailing health conditions in Sri Lanka. But it is obviously for the best of all of us, and hope you all are safe and are in the comforts of your home. Right. So before moving on with the proceedings of today's event, it is my duty to give a brief introduction about the Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing and, of course, the Diploma in Strategic Brand Management. Well, Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing, or else SLIM as you may call it, is the apex body for Sri Lankan marketers, which was founded in 1970 and subsequently incorporated by an act of parliament in 1980, recognizing it as the national body for marketing and not-for-profit organization. So we are mandated to uplift the marketing profession in Sri Lanka, thus providing marketing studies and conducting many national level events and projects on behalf of Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing. And ladies and gentlemen, the reason why you all are here, the Diploma in Strategic Brand Management, you have made a choice, and the DSBM program, or else the Diploma in Strategic Brand Management, is suitable for marketing and brands career-minded candidates seeking to acquire specific competencies to differentiate themselves from the rest. And this program would appeal to those already in marketing or brand development intending to enhance their skills in brand management. So ladies and gentlemen, with that introduction, I would once again would like to welcome all of you for this Diploma in Strategic Brand Management. And of course, our guest speaker who is here present today to give his speech. And before inviting him for his speech, I would like to give a small introduction about our guest as well. All of you may already know who the guest speaker here is, and it is Dinesh Nalliah, the Chief Operating Officer. Mr. Dinesh Nalliah, we warmly welcome we warmly welcome you for this Diploma in Strategic Brand Management Open Day. And Mr. Dinesh started his career in sales as a sales representative at Unilever Ceylon Limited and moved on to brand management. He has worked across many different categories such as baby care, oral care, hair care, male toiletries, female fragrances, female hygiene, processed foods, snacks, desserts, and dairy. Dinesh has held positions of brand manager and product group manager at Hema's Consumers and Marketing Manager and Director Sales at ICL Marketing, a subsidiary of Maharajas, CEO of Consumer Brands Clusters of Delmage Forsyth Co. Limited. Currently, Dinesh is the COO, the Chief Operating Officer of Richlife Dairies Limited. And Mr. Dinesh has been a member of the jury for Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing Brand Excellence, a SLIM Brand Excellence, for 5 years. And he was head of jury in 2017 and 18. So, Mr. Dinesh, now it's your time to address this gathering.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope all of you can hear me and you can see my screen. Can I have a confirmation from somebody from SLIM? For a few management. So let's see why we say that a brand is important to an organization. Before we move on to understanding this, let's understand what is a brand. What does a brand mean? A brand is a name, term, it's what we call brand from another group of sellers and to differentiate them from competitors. Now, this is, of course, a definition given to a brand by the American Association of Marketing. Now, why I have underlined the word differentiate is that if you want to make your consumer or your customer buy your brand, you differentiate it from that of your competitor. In differentiation, there are two types of differentiation. One is tangible differentiation, the other is intangible differentiation. Now, what is tangible differentiation? Tangible differentiation is adding a specific feature or benefit to your product which your competitor does not have. For example, let's go back to probably 10-15 years ago. When the smartphones came, initially smartphone came without a camera. Then the camera came in. So that was a differentiator. Then the initial camera was very low megapixel cameras, 2 megapixel, 5 megapixel, that kind of stuff. Then what did competitors do? They try to improve on the camera and make it, 10, 15, 20, 25. So that's a point of tangible differentiation. But the difficulty or the issue with tangible differentiation in today's technology-driven world, if you were to tangible differentiator for a product, in about 2 to 3 months is definitely. What today brand marketers look at is creating something called intangible differentiation that is actually owning a share of heart of your consumer, that is making the brand a part.
Dinesh?
Yes.
Sorry for interrupting. You're not sharing your presentation at the moment, right?
No, it is shared.
There's something wrong. We can't see the presentation.
Was the first slide visible? I'm on slide number 2.
No, at the moment, we're seeing you. Your camera is on and.
Yes. I'm off camera. Is the slide visible now?
Still no, sir.
You want me to exit and reshare it? Do you want me to stop sharing it and share it again?
Yeah, that would be fine. Because we can't see anything at the moment.
Okay, is it visible now?
Still no, sir. Can't see anything. They're asking you to do as you did in that previous time, like
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Screen.
It says I'm getting a pop-up message saying something is being shared in the live event right now. Anything you share will replace it. Cancel or share.
You may press OK, Mr. Dinesh.
Still nothing? Can you see it? Not yet visible?
Not yet visible, Mr. Dinesh.
I think what you can see is the first slide, right? Which the slim slide. Is that what's visible still?
Yes, but if you could share your screen so then we can make it live.
I've shared it.
No, okay.
Now okay?
Now okay, yes. Now you can speak, Mr.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. So what brand marketers today look at doing is creating an intangible differentiation for their product. So that creates or makes your brand part of a consumer's or customer's life, and it becomes something like part of their family. It's like, for example, creating an intangible differentiator is probably a good example. Is something like using an Atlas pen versus using a Cross or a Mont Blanc pen. It's you don't use a Cross pen or a Mont Blanc pen just to write. It makes a statement about yourself. Now, my screen seems to be stuck. Sorry about this. Slides aren't moving. Okay. Now, why is a brand important to an organization? Before we get into this, let me point a few questions to you, which you could probably make a mental note of your answers. Right? You want to buy a motor vehicle, right? Assume that cash is not a limiting. Which one of these two you prefer to? You've got the choice of a Toyota CHR or a Tata Nexon. Make a mental note of your answer. You get two opportunities to work as a brand manager for Munchie or Cherish. Both are biscuit brands. Assume that your package designation, everything is the same. Which opportunity will you pick? Let's assume you're setting up your own business and you're able to become the franchisee for any one of these four brands: Caravan, McDonald's, Pereira & Sons, or Pizza Hut. Which franchise would you prefer to take on? If I go back to my first slide, probably your answer was the Toyota. Here, probably most of you all would have answered, your answer would have been Munchie. And you would have probably picked any three between McDonald's, Pereira & Sons, or Pizza Hut. Now that is the power of a brand and why a brand is important to an organization. So let's look at this a bit more in detail. Brands provide customers and consumers confidence to purchase a brand. And we all buy brands. We all buy a particular brand of shampoo or a particular brand of a phone or a particular brand of noodles because we have confidence in that brand. It provides consumer confidence and assurance. Brands create loyalty among customers, leading to people continuously purchasing the same brand on a day in, day out basis. Brand loyalty makes customers or consumers recommend the brand to others. Brands that you are loyal about, you always recommend to others. And you will not recommend brands that you are not loyal to. Brands create an emotional connect with customers, leading to the brand being part of their life. I think a strong brand or a good brand is something that cannot be replaced in a person's life. I think one question if you're managing a brand, which you should ask yourself is, if my brand was not in the market tomorrow, what is the consumer going to miss? Or what is my customer going to miss? Or how is it going to affect them? Good brands help attract talent into organizations. Good people like to join organizations that have good brands. Good brands are working for an organization that has powerful brands, give self-esteem to employees. Good brands or strong brands help attract trade partners, franchisees, which help you create your distribution. Good brands rather, provide a sense of assurance and pride for stakeholders like banks, suppliers, etc., to deal with your company, with your organization. Right. So now, at the end of the day, what does all this mean, or what's the summation of all this to an organization? It creates revenue streams for an organization realizing to profits. You have sales, in short, you have sales, which is the money that comes into the organization that is generated, will create profits for an organization if you manage your costs properly. I actually should have mentioned this at the start, but I took examples of brands. I mean, it's not that I'm planning to promote a particular, it's just to bring in some examples so that for the purpose of this, those who are enrolling for this program will understand the importance of a good brand. Now, of course, comes the $1 million question. And what's that? We spoke about why a brand is important, the choices we would make based on strong brands. But the hardest part or the toughest part is how is a valuable brand created? What you ladies are going to do once you probably are doing it now as well, or you're going to do it, or going to do it with in greater detail, or with more focus, with more greater structure, with greater knowledge, and with greater purpose. Once you complete your strategy, your diploma in strategic brand management, because this is, of course, the hardest to create a valuable brand. Now, I'm taking you this. I mean, don't confuse. This looks a bit. This model looks a little tough to understand as it is, right? Two well-known, Philip Kotler and Kevin Keller. Now, they talk about few things called salience, performance, image, judgment, feelings, in detail, and let's try to understand this with an example, because as it is, this model will look a little confusing to anybody without looking at it with an example. If you look at, this is called the brand resonance pyramid. Okay, this model is called the brand resonance pyramid. Brand salience. What does brand salience mean? Brand salience very simply means if a consumer is wanting to purchase a product, how often does he consider or think of your brand? Or if a consumer wants to consume a particular product, how often does he think of your brand? So if I want to have noodles for dinner tonight, how often would I think of brand A, B, or C? Right? That is what you mean by brand salience. Or if I want to go out for dinner tonight, what restaurants would I think of, or what restaurants would I consider? So what are the brands of restaurants? Would it be Chinese Dragon? Would it be Pizza Hut? Whatever. What are the brands that I would think of, I would consider? The next parameter which you need to consider is brand performance. Right? This is obviously a no-go. How well does the product or the service meet the customer's functional expectations? Right. I buy a wristwatch because I want to see the time accurately. So how well does it meet my functional expectations, providing me accurate time? That's what we mean by brand performance. Okay. Brand imagery. Now we are getting into the tougher parts of brand. So these are the of the products. Now, if I want to let's wristwatch instead of a citizen or a titan, why would someone want to write or pull out a cross pen to sign instead of pulling out an atlas pen? And you could sign with both. Both will write. A citizen and a rodent still both give you possibly accurate time. So imagery, what does the brand by using a particular what to talk about me? What are my psychological and social needs of mine that are met by this brand? Okay. Brand judgments. This focuses the customer's own personal opinions and evaluations. Right? If I were to drive a BMW, how would I feel for myself? What is my personal view of my own self if I were to drive a BMW instead of driving a Mazda? And then you come to the brand feeling. These are the customers' emotional responses and reactions with respect to the brand. It's kind of a what is the space the brand owns in my heart? How close it is it to me? Right. And then you finally come to brand resonance, which refers to the nature of the relationship that customers have with the brand and the extent to which customers feel that they are in sync with the brand. That is this brand part of me? Is it part of my is this brand like part of my me? Now, if you look at this whole thing with an example, I've taken two examples. One is Heineken, something that most of us are aware of as a brand. If you look at salience, what is salience? What are the factors that distinguish Heineken? It's a global brand. The green bottle, the red star. It's about sharing good moments, of friendship. What's the imagery? It's a young male, a lot of self-confidence, friendly, party goer, right? So that's what it is. Look at performance, universal premium lager, right? Universal taste, design and packaging that is iconic, right? Feelings, having fun, pleasure. That's all about what the consumer would feel when consuming this product. Judgments, right? Very recognizable brand image, trustworthy brand, quality. And finally, you come to resonance, right? How is it part of me? Repeated purchase, strong positive perception, right? Associated with happiness and pleasure. And then let's look at another brand which probably you are more familiar with, Red Bull, right? When you think of having an energy drink, why would you look at Red Bull? Because it's non-conformist. It's against, it's the rebel, sportive, energy, gives power to its customers. Red Bull gives you wings, right? Performance, energy provider, right? Imagery. For anyone who wants to have any energy boost on the road, during studies, at work, during sports. Then let's look at its resonance. Trust, loyalty, attachment to a strong community of Red Bull customers. Right? It says something about me. This is what I want to be. I want to be part of this cult of Red Bull customers. That's why I consume Red Bull. That's why I purchase Red Bull. So this is probably, I've tried to, package everything that you're going to learn throughout your program of study into about 25 to 30 minutes of time. So I'm not sure whether you were able to kind of, understand everything clearly. I'm sure we've got some time for questions. If there are any questions, we can take it as we go on. So wishing you all the very best in your future endeavors, all the very best in your program of study, and hope all of you someday become strong, good brand custodians. All the best. We can move to the questions.
Yeah, sure. Thank you once again, Mr. Dinesh Nalliah, for sharing all your knowledge with us today and experience as well. So as Mr. Dinesh mentioned, if you have any questions, you can submit your questions through this Microsoft Teams app. We can give you some time. So any sort of questions regarding the speech about this whole diploma in strategic brand management? Any question that you would like to ask from Mr. Dinesh, you can ask them now. So, it looks like we don't have any questions at the moment.
So I guess that you guys can continue the rest of your program.
Yeah, sure, but I've been asked that there is one question from our participant.
There are a few questions there.
Yeah, the problem is I can't see any questions at the moment. Right. So one is asking, how should a brand survive in a pandemic like this?
Oh, great question. See, that's the whole importance of being a strong brand. See, in a pandemic situation that we are encountering currently, right? Whether you're a strong or a weak brand, you're anyways going to have some sort of a hit. Because if you look at it, let's take today's scenario, right? You have certain areas which are locked down. None of the outlets, any grocery stores, supermarkets, restaurants, nothing is open in those areas. So obviously, you are finding it difficult to service your customers in those areas. So any brand is obviously, whether you're strong or weak, you're going to have some amount of a hit during this period. But the degree to which you get hit, right, depends on how strong or how weak you are as a brand, because your consumers will want you anyways, whether there is a pandemic or not. The second thing is, I think you need to, in a situation like this, one needs to think out of the box. Now, I can share some of my personal experiences which we went through even during the first lockdown. Now, as you know, I work for a dairy company, and we have a whole range of dairy products. So our traditional way to serve our customers is that we service the trade, which is the modern trade, the supermarkets and the regular groceries, eateries, and ensure that consumers buy our product through those channels. But in the previous lockdown, when there was a nationwide curfew imposed for probably, I think, close to 3 months, about 2.5 months, outlets were closed. So what we did was we managed to, since dairy or food was an essential category, we were able to get curfew passes from the government, and we started doing home-to-home deliveries. So what we did was we looked at an alternate way to service our customers instead of going through the traditional route of going to the outlets. That was one. The second thing we did was we looked at, servicing our customers through other online platforms like PickMe, UCabs, Uber Eats, right? So on and so forth. So the second thing is that you need to look at out of the box methods of how you would ensure that your consumer or your customer can experience your brand even during a pandemic situation. So I think if you can marry these two, you are likely to survive, because by marrying these two, the company that I work for has survived. Any more questions? Any other questions?
Sorry, we have a question, and he's asking from you to explain the brand resonance pyramid using a supermarket as an example.
Okay. If you look at a supermarket, I'll not pick a brand, right? Your brand salience would probably be people who go to a supermarket because they want to get good deals. So it would be probably your brand salience is, when I want to go shopping, where can I get the best deals? So your brand salience should probably come from there. Good prices, good service. I can buy most of the brands that I want, right? So that will be probably brand salience. If you look at brand imagery, you can maybe differentiate yourselves on, are you going specifically in terms of is it freshness, right? Is it that you're going to give them the widest choice of brands? What is the image that you have? Is it that you would give them the quickest service? You don't have, your waiting time is going to be at the checkout less than X minutes. So what is the imagery that you have? Performance again would probably be again examples of the service factor, like the amount of brands that you get, the choices that you make, the shopping experience. How comfortable is it to shop? Parking, feelings, right? Why would I want to shop in consumer A? Right? Why would I want to go at supermarket A? It's a fun experience because I can go with the family and they've got something to do, or it's very much an experience of me being able to save some money. Because in this situation, everyone wants to get the best deals. Say, are those right? Judgment, right? Am I going to the largest? Am I going to the supermarket that is the largest chain in this country? Am I going to the supermarket that is the most specialized in terms of certain products, even though they don't have a large footprint of outlets? Right? Resonance is, is this? Can I trust the products that I buy from them? Right? Is there a strong community feeling when I go there? Probably you need to bring in the other things like the regular shoppers, the manager knows them, the supermarket manager knows them, he talks to them. So it's a feeling that, you know, I'm welcomed in this place. It's not like I'm going somewhere else. It's a feeling that it's like home. It's like home to me. I would think that if you're looking at it from a supermarket perspective, these would probably be things that one should consider in building into the brand resonance pyramid.
All right, we have another one question. So let's stop with this question, Mr. Dinesh. And the question is, how would you market a product during this pandemic situation if the product is not an essential product, for an example, like garments?
See, like I said, you know, whatever you sell, you're gonna be hit, right? And given something like garments, there are large barriers for someone to buy during this period because you can't. People are reluctant to go out. People are reluctant to fit on clothes, right? So those are probably issues that you would have. But I think what one can look at, right, in marketing garments is that I think first thing is that if the consumer is reluctant to come to your store, can you take the store to your consumer? Right. There are a few methods into this. Can you make it? Can you go virtual? Can you you know, take a make a kind of a truck into a store and take it to people's homes, right? Can you take it to their homes? Can you give them a better deal? If you are looking at a virtual store, if you're looking at selling to them through a virtual platform, can you give them deals? Of course, also on the other hand, when you look at selling things like garments virtually, consumers will be reluctant to buy because like real size, real color, real shape, and all that. So can you kind of, you know, give them an insurance for that, like returnable within 7 days, right? A money back guarantee. So I think these are some of the things that one could consider. But I definitely agree that in a category like garments, whatever said and done, whatever you try to do, it's very hard to imagine that you'll get back to the pre-pandemic level of sales.
Right. So with that, we would like to conclude this session with Mr. Dinesh Nalliah. So once again, thank you for being here with us, and thank you for sharing all your knowledge and answering these questions from our participants as well. So thank you once again.
You're welcome, and all the best to the participants.
Right. So moving on with the proceedings of today's event. Next, we have a short video put together by the organizing committee of this virtual open day of Diploma in Strategic Brand Management, which will be about, of course, the product, the DSBM, or else the Diploma in Strategic Brand Management. Right, so with that video, we would like to move on to our next event. And I would like to invite Mr. Pawan Hettiarachige, the manager at Slim Business School, to give a brief introduction about the Diploma in Strategic Brand Management.
Yes, Hoshada, thank you very much, and I hope that everyone can hear my voice. So, good evening all. On behalf of the Slim Business School, once again, I warmly welcome you all for this virtual open day of Diploma in Strategic Brand Management. And let me take this opportunity to thank Mr. Dinesh Nalliah for accepting our invitation and participating this event as the guest speaker. So, and for all the participants, and as I was informed by the event organizer today that there are more than 75-80 participants for today's session. So I believe that you are here for the first time with Slim. So before moving on to my program briefing, it's my responsibility to give a brief introduction about the institute as well. So now I will share my presentation with you all. So I hope everyone can see my slides. So actually the Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing is the national body for marketing in Sri Lanka, incorporated by an act of parliament in 1980. So actually the SLIM is the member of the Asia Marketing Federation and the member of the Organization Professional Association and the Federation of Chamber of Commerce. And we do have national obligation to promote and uplift the standard in the industry. Therefore, we are conducting so many national level events in every year, and there are so many national level events in our annual calendar. As you can see in the slides, People's Award, Slim Nielsen People's Award, and the fees and the brand excellence, NASCO, National Sales Congress, one of the premier event which recognize the sales professionals in Sri Lanka, and also the Gamata Marketing, one of our CSR activity, and the Marketing Rocks and the Slim Digis. And recently also we have launched the national level initiative with the direction of Prime Minister's office in Sri Lanka, the Restart Sri Lanka. And apart from that, the Liyaka Mahima was one of the latest event that we have launched and to empower the rural entrepreneurs in Sri Lanka and especially develop the SME sector. And apart from that, there are so many education programs in our product portfolio from certificate level up to master's qualification. So now the DSBM, Diploma in Strategic Brand Management. So this DSBM is a unique program of study which offers the prospective students and the practitioners of branding and the opportunity to learn and apply sound conceptual learning to their business situation. So it's a 12-month part-time program which will give the students brand marketing competencies via multiple dimensions. So the objective of the program is to produce a brand marketer with the sound conceptual and practical knowledge in branding with exposure to different business and marketing context. So once you complete the qualification, so you will be able to obtain a sound knowledge of theories and applications of brand marketing from functional level to strategic level in a brand building process, and also the essential competencies of the brand building process, and also the ability to design and manage the brand exercise in a different context, and finally the confidence in building, measuring and the managing brand equity in your career. So there are few entry criteria, and every student must register with the institute, and the following category of students may apply for the registrations and exemptions. So as you can see in the screen, so you may enroll for the program if you have already completed the GCE O level and the A level with the relevant requirement, or else by having the degree or your professional qualification, or else with your working experience. And you need to submit the proof documents at the point of registration as well. So the documents, all the students are expected to register for the program before attending to the coaching sessions. So at the point of registration, you are required to submit your documents, your NIC copy, photographs, and the other relevant documents, especially the education and the experience proof documents. So with the current situation, you don't need to submit these documents by physically. So we have made all the arrangements to submit the relevant documents via an email. So we will share the relevant details in due course. So the registrations and all registered student will be issued a unique registration number at the point of registration. So this number will have to be quoted in all the corresponding with the institute. So it's very important to remember this registration number. For example, now you can see in the slides 5015000. It's actually for the example. And program structure, there are 4 modules in the program, as you can see, and they are the module 1, introduction to marketing, the module 2 is brand planning, and the module 3, strategic implications in branding, and finally the module is the managing brands over time. So actually, you can see now we have allocated 28 and 64 hours for the first 2 modules. And after first 2 modules, we will have to face an examination. And the later part, we have allocated 36 hours for both module 3 and 4. In the first few modules, you will be getting the theoretical knowledge on brand management. And from the later part, you will have an opportunity to apply theory into the practical scenarios. So this is very important, integrated learning experience. So integrated learning experience refers to the practically approach in launching a brand. So the purpose of this project is to incorporate the concepts of learned into classroom into a real product. So I will explain the all the process during few minutes. So in conducting this practical project, so students will be grouped into a maximum of 8 and minimum of 5 members per group, and the group should be form a brand into a given context and launched it subsequently. So integrated learning experience has 4 main evaluations. So students need to go through each level in order to successfully complete this project. So I will explain the each level within a very short period. The brand plan. So level 1 is the brand plan. So each group is expected to prepare the comprehensive brand plan, and it should be the 360 overview with the specific objective to achieve the realistic timelines with the budgets. And all members need to present the brand plan to a panel of judges. And the level 2 is the brand launch. The brand launch is where the students will experience the real life brand launch. So students must find the sponsors, launch the brand as plans and according to the given timeline. And this is the level where the entire effort of the project becomes a reality. And the module and the evaluation number 3 is post-launch evaluation. So the post-launch evaluations where students must demonstrate their maturity while elaborating the final result through the determination of the net profit. So at this level, it is expected to merge the brand plan with the financial plan. So level 4, the project report. The project report is the documented record of the brand plan, and this has to be hard bound and submitted to SLIM according to the stipulated deadline. So this is the briefing of the this integrated learning experience. So you don't worry about all these stuffs, because our lecturers will give you a comprehensive briefing for each stages during the class time. So now you can see and the activities of our past students. So it was the immediate the brand launch. So I hope that everyone would enjoy that video. So delivery and assessment. So for the lectures, actually the approved panel of lectures on module to module basis, we have allocated according to the areas of expertise, and also now when we talking about the delivery, so you will be learning this program in English medium, and if you need you may take the Sinhala clarification as well. So the program actually the program will be delivered with the combination of online and face-to-face discussion. So with the current situation of the country, we will be conducting online lectures for first two modules, and thereafter, depending on the country situation, lectures will be conducted as the face-to-face discussion. It means the physically sessions. To follow the program, you will be given the necessary support through the relevant study materials as well as our LMS learning management system. So this is the evaluation criteria. So as I mentioned in my previous slides, there will be two examination, written examination for stage 1 and stage 2, and we have allocated 40 marks for the integrated learning experience, or else the brand launch. So this is the grading system. So students, those who have score between 50 and 64, they can obtain ordinary pass, and 65-74 between good pass, and students, those who will score more than 75 marks, they can obtain the merit pass. Completion. So finally, students who have successfully completed all the components of the examination and the brand launch will be awarded the diploma in strategic brand management. And the qualification and the diploma holders can use the designated letters as diploma in strategic brand management Sri Lanka after their names. And the graduation ceremony, details of the graduation ceremony will be notified in writing to all the students, and students who perform well are given special awards at the graduation ceremony. And on completion of the diploma in strategic brand management program, students who are interested to following our postgraduate diploma in marketing management program, the following subjects are being exempted. They are principles of marketing, and the influencing consumer behavior, and the managing brand for performance. So and also we have allocated the dedicated coordinator for this program. She is Ms. Nitya Bandara. So she will be available throughout the online lectures. And if you need any further assistance regarding the lectures or any other support, do please contact Ms. Nitya Bandara. So you can see her contact number and the email address in the slides in my screen, as well as for the examination and the transcript, or if you need a course following letter, you need to send an email to support@slim.lk with your unique registration number. So they will be sent the relevant documents within 5 working days. So those are the things that actually need to share from my end. So in this open day now, you have the better understanding about the SLIM, about the institute, and also very especially the value of having a strong brand, and also the earning the qualification as the brand manager. So now you have an opportunity to learn the brand management from SLIM. So now we will commence this program, Diploma in Strategic Brand Management program, from 28 November, Saturday from 2 p.m. onwards. So interested students, they can join, register for the program. And especially if you have any contacts and if you have any staff members, do please share this information with your colleagues and the relevant people. So ask them to join with the SLIM Diploma and the Strategic Brand Management, and special discounts are available for the group registrations. So all the details are available in our websites also, www.slim.lk, and also you may contact Mr. Anuka Fonseca, Assistant Manager, Business Development, 070 333 6187. Mr. Anuka Fonseca, 070 333 6187 for more details for the registration. So thank you very much once again, students and the participants, for joining this event. And we will start the classes from 28 November. So we wish all the very best for your future activities. So thank you, Oshada. Over to you.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Pawan Hettiarajke, the manager at Slim Business School. So thank you for sharing all the information about the program. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, with that, we would like to conclude today's session. But before that, I would like to apologize for any sort of inconvenience that was caused due to these bad weather conditions here in Colombo. So that is basically out of our control. So hope you'll understand the distortions in the signals, and the audio was because of that adverse weather conditions. But amidst all these bad weather conditions, the pandemic situation going on in the country, we still continue to provide you with the best education and these courses like the Diploma in Strategic Brand Management. So hope you'll stay with us for the future as well. But today's session will end like this. So once again, thank you for joining with us, and hope you'll have a good day. So stay safe.